Welcome to Omoshiroi Recap. Today, I will recap the anime name KonoSuba. It tells of an otaku named Satou Kazuma. One day, he bought a new game, but on his way home, he saw a woman who was almost run over by a truck. Seeing this, Kazuma immediately saved her, so he died after saving the woman. Then he met a goddess named Aqua. She laughed at Kazuma, who had died ridiculously. It turned out that Kazuma died of shock after thinking that a tractor was a truck. Not only that, but Kazuma also peed in his pants. Even the doctors and nurses held back their laughter, seeing Kazuma, who was dead, ridiculous. Then Aqua offered Kazuma to come back to life in another world. Not only that, but Aqua also gives him the option to bring some powerful weapons or abilities, to make it easier for him to survive in that world. Because Kazuma was annoyed with Aqua's attitude, so Kazuma chose Aqua to be taken to another world with him. Then another goddess appears to replace Aqua's task, while Aqua goes with Kazuma to another world. However, when they arrive in another world, they become homeless in the starting city because they have no money and no special abilities or skills. Not only that, Aqua, who was a goddess, was pretty useless. Even Aqua is getting alms money from the sect of Goddess Eris, a goddess lower in level than Aqua. Because they already have money, they register to become adventurers in a guild. During the status check, Kazuma's status was very weak, but intelligence and luck are very high. Whereas Aqua had a powerful status, her intelligence and luck were very low, close to zero. Even so, Aqua's ability to become a strong archpriest there. The next day, their adventure begins, but it doesn't go as expected because Kazuma becomes a construction worker and works hard every day. Then they lived in the horse stables because they couldn't rent an inn. Then Aqua invited Kazuma to carry out a mission defeating 5 giant frogs in 3 days. But they had a hard time fighting the frog. Even that frog swallowed Aqua, but the frog didn't move so that Kazuma could trounce it. After that, Aqua's body became dirty and smelly, and she launched a god blow attack at Frog. But that didn't work, and Kazuma saved her again. In the end, they can only beat 2 frogs. After that, they want to add party members to increase combat power to carry out the mission. The next day, a high-ranking magician named Megumin wants to join Kazuma's party. They immediately continued the previous mission to defeat 5 giant frogs. Then Megumin used a mighty explosion magic. However, after launching the attack, Megumin ran out of magic energy and could not move. So Aqua and Megumin end up being eaten by frogs. Meanwhile, Kazuma defeated the 2 frogs, and they completed the mission of defeating the 5 giant frogs. Then Megumin explained that she could only use explosion magic once a day. She knew that Kazuma considered it useless and wanted to throw it away. So Megumin insisted that she be accepted into Kazuma's party. Meanwhile, the women who saw them covered in slimy thought that Kazuma had abused them. Megumin also took advantage of the situation so that she was accepted as a member of Kazuma's party. After that, Kazuma returned to the guild and earned money after completing the mission. Then there was a female knight who met Kazuma. She was named Darkness and wanted to join Kazuma's party. After seeing the nature of Darkness, Kazuma was sure she was a masochist who couldn't be saved. The next day, Kazuma wanted to learn a new skill. Then a woman offered thief skills to Kazuma. The woman's name is Chris. Kazuma also accepted the offer. Then Chris showed her steal skill so that Kazuma could master this ability. Kazuma bought that skill with the skill points on the adventurer's card and immediately used steal on Christ. Unexpectedly, Kazuma got something extraordinary and Kazuma felt proud of his ability. Not only that, but Kazuma also showed his steel skill to Aqua with Megumin. So Kazuma got Megumin's panties. After that, there was an uproar in the town, and the adventurers were asked to head toward the city gates. It turned out that a cabbage storm was flying into the city, so they hunted cabbages, and one cabbage is worth 10,000 Aries. Then Darkness got excited from being hit by the cabbage. Meanwhile, Megumin launched her explosion magic attack. So it manages to beat a lot of cabbage in one attack. Not only that, Kazuma hunted the remaining cabbages with thief skill. After all that, Aqua and Megumin accepted Darkness as a member of their party, and Darkness officially became a member of Kazuma's party. The next day, Kazuma gets a lot of cash rewards after hunting cabbage because he had a high level of luck and obtained a lot of rare cabbages, so Kazuma bought some equipment to become a true adventurer. But there are no missions for novice adventurers. Only difficult missions remain. That was because one of the Demon King's generals was near that city, so that the weak monsters around so hide. Then because they didn't have any missions, Kazuma accompanied Megumin to practice explosion magic around the city. They launched their attack on an abandoned castle, but they didn't know a Demon King's general was in that place, and the two of them even cast explosion magic daily at the castle. A few days later, the Demon King's general appeared in front of the city's gates. He was Beldia. He was furious because two insane people were casting explosion magic on his castle daily. Megumin bravely confronted Beldia, and even Aqua also wanted to beat him. Then Beldia attacked Megumin with a curse, but Darkness protected her, and the curse hit her body. Beldia asked Megumin to come to his castle to release the curse of Darkness. Meanwhile, Darkness thought Beldia wanted to take her to the castle and toy with her body. After that, Beldia immediately left, while Aqua easily removed Darkness's curse, so that Megumin and Kazuma would not have to go to Beldia Castle. Then they had little money left, so they took on high-class missions to purify a lake so that the crocodiles stay away from the lake. Because only Aqua can purify the lake, Kazuma locked Aqua in an iron cage so the crocodiles couldn't attack her while Aqua was purifying the lake's water. In the end, Aqua was attacked by many crocodiles, and she used all her powers to purify the lake water. At the same time, Kazuma and the others were watching from afar. After 7 hours, the lake became very clean and the crocodiles were gone. However, Aqua had a mental breakdown after completing the mission. On the other hand, there is another reincarnation named Mitsurugi Kuyoya, and he becomes a hero in that world because he has the cursed swordgram that goddess Aqua gave him before. Because of that, Kuya can defeat a dragon with one strike. After that, he met Aqua in town, knowing that Kazuma brought Aqua to that world, making Koya angry at Kazuma, but Kazuma didn't care about it. Then Kuya challenges Kazuma to a duel over Aqua. Kazuma immediately attacks him and manages to beat him easily. Meanwhile, two women in the same group as Kuya call Kazuma a coward. Feel annoyed, Kazuma scared them off with his overpowered steel skill. The next day, Kuya wants to take his cursed sword from Kazuma, but Kazuma has already sold the sword. After that, Beldia suddenly came again, and he became angry because they didn't come to his castle. Then Beldia intended to attack them. Aqua attacked him with Turn Undead, and the attack succeeded in wounding him. Beldia summoned a large army of undead to kill them, but the undead army chased after Aqua as they begged to be purified. Meanwhile, Kazuma lured the undead towards Beldia so that Megumin would attack them with explosion magic. However, Beldia was still alive after being hit by the attack. In the end, Beldia killed the adventurers who approached him. Even Kazuma's water magic attack was successfully avoided, but Kazuma realized that Beldia's weakness was water. So Kazuma and other adventurers launched a water attack on Beldia. Not only that, but Aqua also launched a powerful attack. Being hit by that attack weakened Beldia, and Aqua was able to purify him with Sacred Turn Undead. So they managed to defeat Beldia, and even Aqua revived the adventurers who had died earlier. Since Kazuma's party managed to defeat Beldia, the Adventurers Guild gave them 300 million Eris. However, Aqua's previous attack had destroyed the city's gate, so they had to compensate 340 million. In the end, Kazuma and Aqua had a debt of 40 million. The next day, Kazuma wants to get a lot of money to pay off debts. Then they went on a snow fairy hunt mission. Arriving at the snow desert, Megumin uses explosion magic. Even though she defeated the snow fairy, Megumin couldn't move. Not only that, the winter shogun appears to meet them. So they were cornered because the shogun was too mighty, but they would be free if they knelt to apologize to him. Meanwhile, Kazuma, who saved darkness, was killed because the winter shogun beheaded him. After that, Kazuma met a goddess named Eris. Eris wants to return Kazuma to Japan and be reincarnated as a baby in a rich family to live a comfortable life. When Kazuma wanted to be reincarnated back to Japan, Aqua, who had healed Kazuma's body, asked him to come back soon. In the end, Kazuma returned to that world. They welcomed Kazuma because Kazuma died miserably. A few days later, Kazuma and Aqua stopped by Wiz's shop, and she a lich and a general of the Demon King. They met Wiz, who was escorting the spirits scattered in the graves to heaven, but Aqua purposely destroyed the ritual. In the end, Kazuma and the others became friends with Wiz. Then Wiz explained that if they wanted to fight the Demon King, they must defeat all of the Demon King's generals. Because they are still too weak to fight the Demon King, Kazuma advises Aqua not to kill Wiz. Then Kazuma wants to learn some skills from Wiz, and that skill is Drain Touch, which can suck the opponent's magic energy. Kazuma mastered the skill with the skill points on the Adventurer's card. Then someone came to meet them. He allowed Kazuma to live in a villa in exchange for driving away the evil spirits in the villa. Aqua immediately cast holy magic to drive away the evil spirits in that place. However, many dolls appeared at night, and the dolls chased Kazuma and Megumin. Then Kazuma looked after Megumin, who was in the toilet because she had to pee. But after that, they were cornered by the dolls. Aqua protected them and eradicated the evil spirit that possessed the doll, so they get rewarded for completing the mission, even allowed to live in the villa. It turned out that the villa was filled with evil spirits because Aqua had placed holy magic in the grave, so the spirits came to live in the villa. The next day, when Kazuma was in town, he received an offer from an adventurer to stop by the Succubus shop. They immediately headed to the store. The Succubus will give sweet dreams to the men who place orders in their shop. Not only that, they are free to choose the type of woman they want. Of course, Kazuma felt happy hearing that.
相手の年齢設定も制限なんかないってことですかね。
ありません。お好みでどうぞ。
素晴らしい。素晴らしすぎる。
Then at night, Kazuma fell asleep in the bath. Because of that, when Kazuma woke up, he thought he was in a succubus dream. Then came Darkness, who wanted to take a bath, and Kazuma greeted her very gallantly.
Yo.
Without further ado, Kazuma asked her to clean his back. However, suddenly there was a commotion there. It turned out that Aqua had caught a succubus who wanted to give sweet dreams to Kazuma. Knowing that Aqua and Megumin wanted to exterminate her, Kazuma intended to protect her so she could escape from that place. Meanwhile, Darkness thought that a succubus had controlled Kazuma, so Kazuma fought the three of them very manly. In the end, the succubus escaped, while Kazuma passed out after being beaten up by them. The next day, Kazuma lied to Darkness and pretended to have been controlled, not even remembering Darkness' beautiful body. But in fact, Kazuma remembered how beautiful Darkness's body was. After that, a warning suddenly appeared about the destroyer going to their city. The destroyer is an ancient weapon that can destroy anything in its path. Knowing this, Kazuma intends to fight him. Otherwise, his beloved house will be destroyed. Then all the adventurers, including Wiz, devised a plan to stop the destroyer. When they wanted to start the battle, Darkness revealed her identity to Kazuma. Her real name was Dustiness Ford Lalatina, and she was the daughter of the noble owner of the city.
Lalatina.
After that, the destroyer appeared there, and Aqua unleashed her power to destroy the barrier seal, so that Wiz and Megumin can cast their explosion magic together to the destroyer. In the end, they managed to overthrow the destroyer. Then suddenly, the destroyer wanted to blow himself, and the adventurers immediately ran away from that place. Meanwhile, Darkness got excited and entered the destroyer. After seeing Darkness's courage, the other adventurers joined her to protect the succubus shop from destruction. So that the power of Horny makes them stronger, they manage to enter and meet with the maker of the destroyer. There is a diary from when he was still alive. It turns out that royal officials forced him to create a walking destroyer weapon, but that thing got out of control and destroyed the kingdom. Meanwhile, he accepts his fate of being trapped there and dies without regrets. Then they arrived at the destroyer's control room, and Wiz wanted to use teleportation magic to move the destroyer's core to another place.
吸わせてもらえませんか?
喜んで。
After absorbing Kazuma's magic energy, Wiz can use teleportation magic and randomly move the destroyer's core to another place. But it's still not over because the destroyer's body gives off a very hot temperature, so it can level the city with a lake of fire. Then Kazuma sucked Aqua's magic energy and transferred it to Megumin so that she could cast explosion magic again. Ultimately, the destroyer turned to dust and the townspeople returned to live peacefully. But after that, Kazuma had guests from the capital, and it turned out they were going to arrest Kazuma. The core destroyer previously destroyed the noble's residence. But it will continue into Season 2. Remember to subscribe and like this video, so see you in the next video.